Check, check. How do those levels look? Oh, they look pretty good. Yeah. All right, cool. Whoops. Hello. My bad. I went out for some cigs again. Got to stop doing that, both literally and metaphorically. But in this moment, we speak of the metaphor. Whoopsies. I went out for some cigs. My bad. Yo, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dip out again like that. It just happened. I did that one with Ryan like a week before Thanksgiving or whatever. And then that holiday came and went. And then I just spent a week in New York on vacation with some friends, visiting, doing absolutely nothing, which is great. It's always fun. Like, plenty of people know about comedy now. That's like sort of what people in my life, it's like the first thing they'll ask about. So if I'm like, oh, I was on a vacation in New York, the first question normally is, oh, were you doing some spots? And the smile that came across my face as I would go, no, I did nothing. I sat on a couch for 7 days straight and played video games with my friend. It was lovely. I had various forms of pie, pecan mixed berry, pizza. That's basically what I lived on. That and bacon, egg, and cheeses. And that's what a vacation should be, when you look down and say, I haven't changed my pants in 4 days. And no, I'm not wearing underwear. These sweatpants are both my pants and my underwear. I am becoming one with the sweatpants. So yeah, my bad. That's what happens. You're like, oh, I'm getting back to it. Oh wait, there's 2 holidays crammed back to back. Whoops, my bad. Got to go grab some cigs. So I'm actually going to walk it back for the first thing. Hello, of course. How are you? What's going on? I hope you made it through Thanksgiving. That's always a tough one. Of the 3 in the fall that I have always celebrated, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, I always think Thanksgiving was the weakest of the 3. Luckily it's the middle one, so you just get through it, and you start with a banger, you end with a banger. I'm not even counting New Year's. Fuck that one. That one's terrible. But of these 3, it's again, the reason I love Halloween is because you don't have to do anything with your family. I've talked about it plenty of times. Versus Thanksgiving and Christmas, these are the ones where you have to do something with someone. If you have if you have some aspect of a unit in your life, some part of that unit might be like, hey, can you come here for Christmas? And if you say no, even if you're allowed to say no, it might be like, hey, come on, man, what are you doing? It's Christmas. Come on, can you please? Don't be such a Scrooge. Don't humbug. Can you come hang out, have a dinner? Thank you. Come on. Versus again, Halloween, it's just you can humbug, you can Scrooge all you want. Christmas is at least the one that if you're forced into stuff, that one I always was like, all right, this is fine. It's a good one at least. Not even just because of the presents, but just the vibe of Christmas always was amazing. So yeah, I hope you made it through what I always thought was the weakest of the big calendar 3 at the end. Dry food you have to eat because whoever made it, you don't want to be rude. And that's not a shot at anyone specific in their Thanksgiving cooking. Thanksgiving cooking just always comes out boring. It's not that great of food. My mom's turkey sucked. Or my dad, I don't even remember who made the turkey growing up because I've always hated turkey. It is not a good massive plate to set down at a table and be like, ah yes, the feast. The weird dinosaurs you see walking on the side of the road. Enjoy. Dig in. No, I don't. They're not. It's not a good. It's not good. Even the sides are crummy. Green bean casserole? Get out of here with that mush. And the fact that what is, again, traditionally and viewed as like a big, glorious, you prepare this feast for so long, and then at some point along the way, you're just like, yeah, this cranberry sauce from a can is completely fine to go next to this stuff that I have labored hours over. It's like, what? If you view your turkey as a Ferrari, why are you putting a bumper sticker on it with cranberry sauce? The fact, too, that one of the classic debates is like, oh, do you prefer homemade cranberry sauce or from a can? It's like, I don't prefer my cranberries sauced. Let's start there. I want my cranberries to be chewable. But yeah, I just think anything that's homemade is going to be way better than a can. And I think the argument that people say, if they're like, oh, I prefer the can because it tastes like home, it's like, oh, we're getting to the same point in the end. Can we maybe up the flavor palette a little bit then? Stuffing is good. I'm okay with stuffing. Just soft bread with stuff around it. It's fine. I'll accept stuffing. Turkey leg and stuffing. That is my Thanksgiving plate. And then Christmas always has the air of renewal and lightness. And it's ironic that Thanksgiving is the time of togetherness versus, and being whole. That's like what Thanksgiving is labeled as. But that's also the one where it's like, I'm going to get into a fight with a family member. I know it. Someone's going to say something about something, whether it's political or personal, and it's going to piss me off. I'm going to fight a family member. Could be physically this year. Who knows? And if you're like, yeah, I got into a fight with a family member at Thanksgiving, people are like, yeah, that's about right. That we expect that. Versus you're like, if I got into a fight with a family member at Christmas, people are like, oh, something really bad must have happened. Is everyone good? Or did the family explode? Did everybody make it out okay? Fights at Christmas just seem to carry a heavier weight than fights at Thanksgiving. It's all, it just seems expected at one versus trepidatious, if I'm using that word correctly. It seems nuclear at the other one. Not a Halloween, though. Okay. So, yeah, I'm actually going back to Halloween for a second because I wanted to do this. I wanted to talk about this at some point because I think I've heard it was such a big conversation at then, and still is, because holiday parties, you might be a +1. If you're going to a party where you know nobody, that's actually a gift. That's going to be a great party. You are in the perfect situation, and I know you feel uncomfortable. That is the best scenario, though. Going to a party and knowing nobody. This is not the same party. I don't even remember if I talked about this on some episode. But I was going to a different party, and the person I was with was like, as we're walking up, was like, hey, I don't know if this is a costume party. And I looked down and was like, I wish you had told me that before I put on this giraffe onesie. And then I really hoped it wasn't a costume party. Unfortunately, it was. Anyway, if you know nobody, that is wonderful. I mean, you obviously ended up at that party somehow. You must know at least one person, unless you literally walked in the door like a crasher and was just like, let's fuck shit up, which that, you're on your own for that one. I got nothing. You're following your own agenda on that one. This is like the +1, my friend, my partner, whoever, I'm at this event. I know only this person for the reason that I am there. You can just hang back with the person you know, and you like that person. That's a great person. You know what hanging out with that person is like. So just chill with that person, and you're all set. It's also a clean slate. No one knows you. Do the bare minimum, and they'll love you. Are you leaving the room to go to the bathroom or grab your own drink? Hey, does anyone need anything while I'm up? Oh no, I'm okay. Thanks. Wow, that was really nice. It wasn't really nice. It was just basic courtesy. You're scoring brownie points. Clean slate, baby. Nobody knows. Reuse those old jokes. You got some great stories lined up that your friends heard a million times? Run them back. These people haven't heard them a million times. I think what being solo at a party or only knowing one person at a party, it's a mirror that just reflects all of our biggest insecurities about ourselves. Of like, oh, they're going to think I'm annoying. They're going to think I'm ugly. They're going to think I'm too talkative, whatever. And then you'll leave and they're like, hey, that person said like 4 sentences. They didn't talk at all. It's the antithesis of the situation, how we feel about going solo or knowing one person. It's that mirror of, oh God, I don't like this about me, and they're going to figure it out. Break the mirror. Show up to every party in a giraffe onesie. Also, who fucking cares? You're never going to see these people again. Hey, what do you do for work? Oh, I don't work. I fucking invented the game Sorry. Oh, I'm actually, I'm a content creator for dog shelters that go town to town and fight other dog shelters. It's not dog fighting because it is sanctioned, but they tussle. They get after it. Who fucking cares? Because then you get to have you get to leave like holding in your pocket the idea of a moment of someone going up to another person at that party and being like, hey, did you talk to that dude over there? Yeah, I don't know, does something with dog fighting? Him? Oh no, that's Danny. He's just an idiot. And then you just, goodbye, drift off into the night. See ya. Never to be heard from again. You have other towns to go to. You have dogs to train. You got one that's a blue chip prospect. He's got to work on his slips and rolls a little bit. His defense is a little loose, but no one presses forward in the ring like this one. Yeah, just go. Break the mirror, make shit up. Who fucking cares? All right. I didn't want to start with this because regardless of any time spent, I never want to come on here and be like, oh, something happened to me that's bothering me and I'm still thinking about it. Even if I have vanquished this new foe. You ever have a gym enemy? Everyone knows about the gym crush. Where you go to the gym and there's just like a million hot people and you're like, yep, that one. I love them and they love me and we are gonna get married. Everyone has a gym crush or at least knows about it. The gym enemy is a much less talked about other in this world, a much less talked about counter, foil. If that's my roommate speeding down the driveway, I'm going to have a word with him. You're going too fast. Don't you know there are kids in this neighborhood? It's probably not him. A gym enemy is important. It can give you a boost when you didn't think you had another level within you. So, I go to a boxing gym nearby, and the classes are doozies. I have a trainer. I work out by myself. I'd love doing the classes too because these are actually like legit classes. And boxing gyms past I've been members of. Some classes are more low-key than others, is like a polite way of saying it. And here at this gym, it feels like an army boot camp. It's crazy. It's literally a nonstop hour of whatever the owner of the gym calls out. And he is a evil bastard. He'd laugh if he heard me say that. Anyway. So, at one point he called out some push-ups, and yeah, I know absolutely what I'm about to say is bitch made. You know, he had us doing this, he had us doing that, and then he was like, all right, push-ups on my account. I got through like 12 of them, and we usually do about 25. And I just was like, you know what? I would rather finish this than completely stop. So I dropped to my knees and kept doing push-ups, which traditionally has been known as quote-unquote girl push-ups or weak it's quote-unquote bitchy. So I'm doing that. My arms are on fire after just trying. And I just hear someone as they're walking by me go, "Get up off your knees. You're a grown boy." And I didn't like that at all. So I don't wear glasses also, like while I'm boxing. This is literally just sounds and blurs is what I can process while I'm not wearing glasses. So I glanced over and I just saw, again, a frame of some sort still looking in my direction. And I had a couple of things cross my mind of what to say. And what I went with was, shut the fuck up. And just a quick pause. How great is it when you do get to tell someone to shut the fuck up? Like a real, from your soul, shut the fuck up. From the pits of your chest, you really mean it. Not like to a friend, like, shut the fuck up. Like a real, shut the fuck up. One of those, oh man, it is good stuff. And, you know, came back with, whoa, relax, I'm just kidding. It's just a joke, all that. And so I said, okay, if you want to make jokes like that, my name is Danny. At least introduce yourself if you want to make jokes like that. I don't know who you are. You're a stranger. And they were like, again, like, whoa, calm down, relax. And I was like, no, you'd react the same way if the shoe was on the other foot. And this is where I will say, this is a woman. And I found it quite interesting that for the most part, I think you hear across every gym, women will say, please leave me alone at the gym. Do not talk to me. Mind your own business. I'm working out. Which I have always... I don't talk to anyone at the gym unless you're training me. Everyone should be there to work. So that's mostly why I was like, you'd react the same way. And of course they were like, no, I wouldn't. And I so close was like, all right, sweetheart, have a good workout. I didn't say that. I wanted to very badly. I glanced over one part. They were doing a different thing. That's another thing. They weren't even they weren't working out next to me. They weren't in the trenches. The only thing you should say ever in a gym to a stranger is something supportive. Come on, let's get it. You've got this, whatever, some bullshit like that. That's the only thing you should ever say to a stranger in a gym. But I did glance over at one point to whatever group thing she was doing. And it was like mountain climber with like ball push forward. Like you get a medicine ball, you get in a mountain climber position, medicine ball at the top near your head. You push that forward and then you mountain climb forward to the ball. You push forward again, you do that, blah, 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 blah. And I glanced over and she was in dead fucking last place with everyone else. Looked like that she wasn't even fucking trying. And whoo, did I want to call something out there about her being a little girl and she should have tried harder, but did not do that. So it sizzles. I go back and the gym enemy extra burst of energy has hit my body. Finish out. And I was just I'm frustrated because, again, like I said, I think, is someone breaking into my house? Maybe it was Brandon who was driving in the... I'm going to yell at him. Brandon? Hello? Was that you that just came home about 5 minutes ago?
I just got home, yeah.
Did you go down the driveway fast?
No.
Oh. It sounded like you did, and I'm doing an episode, so I was going to chastise you like a parent.
No, I came in slow.
You came in slow? Good job. I don't know if I believe him. Okay. Fuck, what was oh. It bothered me, like I said, for the purposes of I don't think any stranger should talk to a stranger at the gym. It bothered me for the sexism of, oh, you're doing girl push-ups, that's weak. It bothered me for her saying boy. Dude, I'm 31. And like, yeah, does she know that I'm having and have been having an identity crisis about this exact thing of like, you are a 31-year-old boy? No, she doesn't. But also, guess what? She doesn't know anything, so shut the fuck up. She has no idea about what anyone is going through. She has no idea. I very well could have been like, oh yeah, I have an injury, and my physical therapist says that while I can box, I can't actually do full push-ups. I have to do these knee push-ups. I also have cancer. Do you want to say something now, or do you want to just walk away? Like, shut the fuck up, lady. Yeah, that is on me to be like, yes, you are not a boy. It's a colloquial, casual thing to say. But it is also a like diminishing thing to say. It's the same thing as like little girl in general. Calling a woman a girl, brutal. Hey, what up, toots? What up, sweetheart? Those are a little different because again, but if you like calling a woman a girl is, I've always been told that's rude. So just was frustrating from that angle of I see myself one way and want to put this out into the world. How can I make the other perceive how I want to be perceived? But I think that is everyone's struggle, and no one has ever really seen how they really want to be seen. So that was what I pondered as I tried to fall asleep. Cut to yesterday. I have a training session. Gonna hit some mitts. And I was like, I'm not gonna, because my trainer was standing like right next to her as I was telling her, shut the fuck up, my name's Danny, all that. He's standing like 4 feet away from her. He had like just given her a hug. So I was like, ooh, okay, well, tomorrow might be interesting. And I just said, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bring it up to him unless he brings it up to me. My trainer is just not going to say anything to him. So I get there, and I always pop into the owner's office just to say, hey, that's the guy who leads the classes. That's the evil, evil bastard. So I popped in, and I was like, you know what? Ed is going to get... No, I should... No, I didn't say the... No. All right, anyway. He's going to get a kick out of what happened. Like, if I tell him the story comically and, like, present it that angle instead of, like, I want you to know what happened. And it's like, all right, here, let's tell him. So like I got a funny one for you that happened yesterday. And I was like, all right, so I'm doing the class, and it was when you were calling out push-ups, and I got through like half of them, and I just dropped. And he got in and was like, because you're a bitch. And I was like, sure, of course. And I started telling the story more, and I was like, so I then started doing the knee push-ups, and as I was about to say, like, someone's walking by, and they say, and he cuts in and goes, oh, is this about Michelle? Which was such a satisfying moment, because after I had said, like, my name's Danny, she didn't tell me her name. So all the while I'm contemplating everything about how people view me versus like Man, that was such a terrible, shitty thing for a stranger to say. I still am going back to like, and you introduced yourself to someone and they didn't tell you their name. So he says, oh, is this about Michelle? And I was like, oh, thank you for putting a bow on that one. And I started cracking up and I was like, oh my God, did she say something to you yesterday? And he goes, yeah, she came up to me afterwards. Was like, hey, can you tell that kid I said sorry? He seemed pretty pissed off. Which, first off, you know, whether he's relaying kid or they actually said it, again, that goes back to the grown boy. But after he was like, yeah, she said say sorry to that kid. He was like, yeah, no shit, he was pissed off, you fucking idiot. And I was like, yeah, vindication. And I was laughing, you know, saying like, yeah, right? Isn't that an insane thing to say? And he responded with, yeah, she's a horrible person. She's a horrible person. She's been coming here for like 15 years. She's a townie cop, always running her fucking mouth. And I am sitting there like, oh, I love you. I love you so much. What vindication. She's a horrible person. I fucking knew it. And of course she's a fucking cop. Right? Just another cherry on top of like, yep, of course. Of course Danny doesn't like you. God. So that was my 24 to 48 hours of my new gym enemy I have to destroy. Oh wait, the king of the castle already thinks they're a peasant. But yeah, I mean, like, don't say anything to anyone at the gym. Just let them do their thing. You have no idea what's going on with them. You have no... I might have been also there for 3 hours and having been working out that entire time. I might... we'd already done the list of what might have been. You don't know. It's just not your place. And that's always so funny to me when people are like, oh, I was just joking. It's like, yeah, jokes can be bad. Why do people forget that? It's not like just because you're telling a joke, you're going to hit nothing but net. Jokes have ruined people's lives, which I think is insane also. Let's not go down that road. But you can fuck up a joke and make people upset. In all areas of life, not just through like stand-ups being canceled, or it's like in your day-to-day life. You can fuck up a joke. And that seems to have been forgotten somewhere along the line. So just don't say anything to anyone at the gym. Just go about your business and try not to come in last for your medicine ball mountain climber activity. You stupid fucking cop. That's actually a good... Stupid fucking cop is actually a great place to transition to this next one. Somehow this podcast of all podcasts keeps getting more expensive to do. Like $9, $10 for a pound of ground beef. Get out of here. I love cooking for people and I love talking to people, but like, dude, what is happening? I've soireed into this before of like, man, groceries are pretty expensive. I feel sorry for families. And like, I still do, but also like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, I draw the line at food. Like, that's when like people are going hungry and like you like again, you take SNAP and shit away. Like, I draw the line at food. Like, if you don't remember what it was like to be a hungry kid and you can't get your own hunger sorted out, like, it's the worst feeling where you have to rely on other people. Can I have a snack? No, not right now. Shut up. I'm hungry. And now I'm so happy that now as an adult, I have a piece of plastic. I can go get cash and be like, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat something. I'm fortunate enough to be in that position. Dude, it's insane. I can't stay. I draw the line at kids getting hungry. So, like, yeah, my bad for, like, going out for cigs and, like, taking breaks and stuff. But, like, it's so disheartening to, like, it's so, I can't, I actually just got speechless there for a second trying to find something to say. Just thinking about, we all were hungry kids at one point. That's, like, literally where we all come from. Fuck. God damn it. So yeah, I completely do want to cook for everyone and talk to everyone, but also, yeah, I have been very open about this podcast being something that operates in the red the entire time. And to, like, make, spend what comes to, like, 60, 70, 80 bucks, sometimes north of that. And sometimes cheaper than that. But, like, consistently, sometimes multiple times a week, if I want to get ahead of episodes, then it adds up. And again, I'm fortunate enough to, like, want to have a platform and that is based around cooking for other people and, like, putting my time and money towards others. But it just adds up. And if I had as much money as I did a big heart, then I could do an episode every day. But so it's obviously it's leaned more solo stuff as band-aids for the time being, as I'm spinning plates and all that. It might just be more solo stuff going forward. I will always search for people and opportunities to make a meal for someone. I just never want this to be like the Danny Calais show, because there's a million of the blank blank human show, whatever, out there. But that's always what midnight snacks have been anyway. So, there's always going to be something. And then when those moments where you're like, where is he? Just be like, he's out for cigs. He's out grabbing a pack of ciggies. All right. Love you lots. That's a good little bit. I hope you have a great weekend. Really, whenever you're listening to this, if you are listening to this, I love you. And that's not a weird parasocial thing that you're now like, he's my boyfriend or best friend. It's like, no, just like, thank you for hanging out. You are your own person. I want good things for you if you found your way here, because clearly we're on a similar wavelength. So that's how I'll end it. See ya. Bye.